Morning. Right, it's going to be another one of them days because I've got doctor's appointment and stuff. So, new beginnings. The Fool's Journey begins. Richard, Lord Mayor of London. Puss in Boots. Mankind. Manners. First house, which is the Fool. Aries. We've got Virgo. And we've got Neptune. That Virgo may have been cockled. I don't know if I touched it or not, but whatever it's meant to be, whatever it's meant to be. So Virgo is hospitals and healing. So that fits with my day. So number 22, we did have it, didn't we? And it was, I think, in the reverse. So that was putting things off until tomorrow. That should be done today. Well, we can't do that, but it doesn't leave us much time. So let's get on with it. So, 22nd of August 2024. First house, like I said, is the Aries. It's putting the fire in our bellies to make us do something, to take action. And Neptune is muddying the waters. Sacrifices again. The trident. We're in Pisces in Neptune until 2026, and I've been saying that for years. But we're nearer to it than we was. So let's have a look. Well, it's there in the first pile. Can't get rid of it. So, very important then. Immediate action required. And yet it says putting things off until tomorrow. Oh, there's the fire energy all over this. Gossip. Leaning on my left shoulder again, so that's the maternal side of the family. Mothers. Leaning heavy on my left shoulder. So let's see then. Doing it again. It's a very windy day, sorry. We're going to need patience. Our ships will come in, but we're going to have to wait. And it looks like 3 days. It's about loving yourself first. It's the reproductive organs. It's shared resources. It's Scorpio energy. It's filling your own cup. Scorpio is the 21st of October, 21st of November. So it's being in charge of your emotions. Not completely in charge, but knowing you've got control. Because there's issues within the home and family life. A wedding called off, a loss of a home. The foundations aren't strong enough. So there may be some repairs need doing to a home. There's a lot to be sorted out. Somebody sat on the fence about it though and overthinking, trapped in a mental prison of their own making. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. There is going to be a happy retirement with secure and loyal finances and friends. But there is gossip and there is fear of the future for some reason. Fear today at least, putting things off until tomorrow. That dog is holding you back, and yet in the future it is secure. So maybe you feel that your security lies with this loyal person, but in actual fact that's what's holding you back. So you're not prepared to take a risk. 10 years is mentioned. The funny thing is, the only major arcana we've got is today's. So it's overthinking, putting too much thought into something, blame, shame, whatever it is. Something's keeping you trapped. Your inner child, your ego, because that's not big-headedness, is your inner child, is having a tantrum because it wasn't meant to be this way. Well, suck it up, buttercup, because that's it, I'm afraid. It's the way it is. It's the card you've been dealt, no pun intended. If you're not prepared to take the risk and worried about gossip, then you'll get nowhere. Yeah, somebody hasn't got the moral high ground, so they can't lay this burden down. There's no end to this, because obviously they know they're in the wrong, and now they're in denial. Somebody's watching you very carefully and relaying information about you. It could be a child, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius child. It's harsh words, it's bad news. But above all, it's lies, deceit, and theft. There's a Scorpio energy. Somebody's staying in the comfort zone because they're not prepared to transform the situation. They're not prepared to change. They don't want to change anything, which seems strange because they don't want to be there. So the 13 is negative. A bond that cannot be broken. 8 weeks is mentioned, but no moving on, feeling stuck in stormy waters, carrying the baggage of the past with you. This nightmare situation could be over because the door is wide open, but you're not taking that escape route. 9 weeks. Because you're in a toxic gaslighting situation. There it is again. Capricorn energy being used, being manipulated by the master puppeteer. Selling your soul to the devil. Toxicity. Don't sign anything, don't agree to anything under duress. They keep saying it, don't they? There are power struggles here and you have to be stronger than this Leo energy. The Capricorn is Scorpio is 21st of, yeah, I've told you that. Capricorn is 20th of January. No, 20th of December to 20th of January. And Leo is 21st of July, 21st of August. Number 11 though, the 1111 gateway, because these cards interchange, this and the Justice card, don't they? This is about karma, this is about courage, this is about having some backbone to stand up to this power struggle and walk away. So, keep putting it off there because there is a bond. You have to be very patient, you have to be courageous, and you have to have integrity. You are able to shut them up or open them up at will. If you've got a struggle going, power struggle with anybody, especially a Leo, you are more than capable of handling this. 8 or 26. So 15 is negative, 13 is negative, 8 or 26 is positive. Yep, there is a reunion or a celebration coming up. There is, that's no doubt in my mind. The past, present and future will collide. The fates are bringing people together. There's 2, 3, so this is a third party situation where something or someone came between you and what you wanted. And you are going to have to heal from that heartache, sorrow, loss and separation. 3 weeks. Yeah, it's going to cost you big time, emotionally and financially, or financially, either way. 10 years is mentioned. Another 2, so you are at a crossroads, no doubt in my mind. We haven't got it yet, but we've got all the other 2s. So somebody is holding you over a barrel, emotionally, financially, or mentally blackmailing you, making you feel like you cannot make a decision. We're coming out of Mercury retrograde, you can make that decision now and move forwards. And there it is. Take back control of your life. The Chariot that we had yesterday, a new vehicle perhaps. A vehicle can be your body, your mind, or the vehicle of a car. So it's about working as a team, going forward, leaving the past behind and being a success. The Chariot. Because without money you can't have a chariot. It's got to be those of riches. It is about the home and family life. 7 and 25. But there are changes you're going to have to make that you don't want to make. So fate is giving you a choice. And there we have it again. The enemies will be overcome. The number 10, negative energy, but they can't win. Seeing enemies as friends and friends as enemies. The Trojan horse. Don't hold on to people, situations and things. What's yours will always be yours. It can't be taken from you. The answer is yes. It's time to walk away and create a new beginning for yourself. Don't hang on till your fingertips bleed to something that's well past its sell-by date. It's time to walk away. New horizons. So, mankind, that means all of us, we've got new beginnings to go to. Manners. The hawk, which is Aries and Scorpio, which we've got both of. Matter is the joy of mankind and the augmentation of dust and adorn of ships. And we've got the 6 of Swords there, which is the ship. Moving forward. This is the letter M. Manners is the rule of humankind and his variant name. Man should not be taken to mean that only those of the male gender are referred to. However, on the contrary, both men and women, all of the family of humankind, are in a sense governed by this rule. In runic tradition, one of the main traits of humanity is the faculty of foresight. Thus, the symbolism of manners is enriched by its identification with the keen-eyed hawk. In terms of vegetable kingdom, the rune is associated with the ash and the elm. And we know that the elm is the extra day, and I did do a separate thing on that, didn't I? I'm very broad this morning. I don't know why. I'm terribly sorry. So the elm, like I said, we've talked about, and the ash is Pisces Aries, which fits perfectly. This link is made because Norse mythology states that the very first humans were fashioned from the wood of the ash and the elm. Although many myths that relate to the doings of humankind can be said to be relevant to this rune, the act of Heimdall, the god who stands between, something coming between you and what you want, in the guise of rigour, he stayed overnight, so affairs are possible, I'm afraid, and slept with his host wife before moving on. 3 different times, 3 different people, 3 different married couples. And in the fullness of time there were 3 sons. The first was named Thrall, the second was named Karl, and the third Jarl. So these 3 men were regarded as being the ancestors of the 3 classes. El being the first of the nobles, Karl being the first of the warriors, and Thrall being the progenitor of the peasants. Thus Heimdall, or Rigger, who is watching you, became the ancestors of humankind and was the first god to pass on the knowledge of the runes to his mortal offspring. Further in the story slightly, Jarl was said to have been the father of Konor, the first king of Denmark. So something again to do with Denmark. The appearance of Manas always relates directly to the person who asked the question. So it signifies your status and the way that others tend to perceive you. It also serves to remind you that we are all products of our experiences and urge to take a good look at our own conduct before criticising those around you. So don't cast stones. People who live in glass houses shouldn't cast stones. The rune may well have further implications. It can reveal that you've been deluding yourself and that your life or you are not the person that you thought yourself to be. So when this rune is prominent in a reading, it is time for reassessment. An examination of your motives and aims, equally the motives of others, should come under scrutiny, and you should ask yourself some very searching questions before committing yourself to anything binding. Manas is not a rune of haste, so if important decisions are to be made and Manas appears in a reading, take your time, consult a trusted advisor who has no personal interest in the situation, and wait to see what develops. Legal affairs and far-reaching decisions are likely when this rune is drawn, but this is no reason to panic. If you slow down and look within yourself, it is likely that you will find the right solution. When this rune is inverted, you must be aware that someone close to you bears you ill will, yes. In a negative position, Manas usually indicates an enemy, but you will overcome it, but this is not always so. For instance, some rune readers suggest that it denotes male homosexuality or the nervousness and lack of courage that is the result of a life blighted by an overly strict father. So courage is what's needed. Or other harsh authority figures. Look to the rest of the read for your advice. So, sorry, the wind is blowing the doors out. There's no tomorrow. It's really picking up. So, first house we know is about rebirths and successful business enterprise started, stuff like that. It is Aries, it's the head and face, the place of birth, the immediate environment, the colour white, the aha moment, the self-incarnation, the self-image, your separateness, your individuality, your physical characteristics and your personal appearance, your expectations of your environment, which may be too high. First house is where your identity is formed, so your upbringing. It also describes the circumstances surrounding your birth, the reception to the child's arrival, whether it was wanted or not. A planet in the first house has a profound impact on an individual's early life and the developing personality. With Pluto in the first, for example, which we haven't got, the process of birth may have been life-threatening. With Uranus or Mars, it would be a sudden birth, whereas Saturn can point to a long, slow and difficult birth, or a cold reception, or the family may be materially or emotionally impoverished, which I do see here. How directly individuality is expressed is coloured both by the sign of the first house and the planets within it. But people are not always what you'd expect. give the nature of the planet. Pushy Mars may give the appearance of dynamism. If it's masking a placid sun sign, not much is actually going to get done. Venus in the first house may cloak a ruthless nature, and placed in pleasant Libra masks the deviousness of a power-hungry Scorpio sun, which we've got power and Scorpio there. So we're looking for Libra. When two signs fall in the first house, a planet such as Mars in the second sign may reveal an unexpectedly aggressive nature behind apparently subservient facade. So somebody's been kidding you, or you've been kidding someone else, that they're timid and quiet when actually they're ruthless and toxic. So, Scorpio in Neptune may not be there, I'm not sure. The victims, the martyrs. This placement carries the urge to sublimate personal power into religious or spiritual experiences, but is subject to delusion, so you've been deluding yourself. Somebody wants to escape. Escapist tendencies are heightened and hidden secrets will be revealed. Extreme cruelty is possible, so be very careful. Somebody is toxic. Now we have it, Jupiter, abundance, the number 7 and 25 there. The Wheel of Fortune, the number 10 again. So the wheel is turning. Fate is giving you a chance if you choose to take it. The lips of the wise are like doors of a cabinet. No sooner are they opened, but treasures pour out before thee. You are protected, and they are giving you the Ankh as a sign of luck. So luck is on your side. But yesterday they told us, didn't they? Don't confide in anyone. You may be tempted to tell gossip about something. Don't do it. It's by far the largest and most magnanimous of all the heavenly bodies in our solar system. In the Roman pantheon, Jupiter was referred to as the king of all gods. Jupiter corresponds to the Greek Zeus and the Norse god Odin. So Wednesday and the eye injuries. Because Jupiter is so vast and expansive, the planet is the gate opener for better luck. The early Greeks called the planet Jupiter Parthenon, which means the brightest star. Because of Jupiter's immensity, it is one of the easiest planets to see with the naked eye. As the ruler of Sagittarius, the centaur, Sagittarius is 21st of November, 21st of December. Jupiter has a dual role of being half man, half beast. The planet Jupiter casts off more heat than it takes from the sun, and thus this giant planet is one of generosity and joyfulness, which we've got there, generosity and joyfulness. In astrology, it is the great benefic, the soother of hurts and bruises, which is Chiron, similar to Saturn and Jupiter. The soother of hurts, bruises and promises a period of good fortune when hard luck is coming to an end. Similar to Saturn, Jupiter can represent the father and what you have inherited from your father. When the energy of Jupiter enters your reading, you can be assured luck is on your side and fortune will shine upon you. You're being given not only a gift but a lift, if not divine help. Blocks will be removed. As you wield influence through your own positivity and goodwill, this is certainly an astrological lucky break, but you won't be able to kick back and rest on your laurels. Instead, you are required to attend to what you set into place and keep the positivity and attention flowing. You must continue to nurture the energies to the projects and events that you started. Otherwise, they will fall into entropy and decay. When it comes to providence and fortune, there is always a payment due. Some toil or sacrifice on your part, so do keep that in mind. You are your own on your way. Just don't neglect things or become lax in your endeavours, which are traits of Jupiter as well, meaning the possibility of taking important matters for granted. Because Jupiter can make you feel happy and complacent, you may have to watch out for weight gain and for other ways to indulge yourself and others. It's important to keep a watchful eye and not skim over the details in any matter. Since Jupiter is strongly tied to the law and ideas of fairness, you may find your opinions and convictions rather strong at this present time. Jupiter is represented by largesse, so try not to become overbearing as this attitude will sabotage all that you've worked for. If you feel at this moment that you're in a dark period of time and you have drawn the Jupiter card, be assured blessings are on their way. Doors will open. With generosity and in faith, it is time to walk through them. The Jupiter card gives a very positive spin on any reading. Keep that in mind. So, all the standing stones again, 34, which makes 7. So, we read that yesterday, but I'll read it again for those of you that want here. If I can find the book. So, the ancestors then are walking beside you. All those that have gone before have gone back to the earth, taking with them all the lessons learned and becoming a group collective energy. Standing stones are seated within the earth and above the ground, many containing quartz, which is known as an amplifier of energy and also one to help with a two-way communication to the spirit world. Standing stones may be dolmens or gateways to some, and some are burial tombs, regardless of what shape they are. The energy suggests that sacredness and gateways to other dimensions. In journeying, I have often come across spirals carved in stones, and I have placed my hand on them. I am then transported to a different location. They are definitely portals of some type and hold incredible energy. So on drawing this card, you will be beckoned to contact the elders or ancestors. Guidance from those that hold the knowledge you have not yet come to understand. So the song is older. So you may be the older one now. You may be the one that people are coming to. They may be living in our past. They may be your direct lineage or from the group collective. It means a time of seeking knowledge to help you with making a decision or working on an issue that really has you chasing your tail. When we find ourselves on a merry-go-round that we can't seem to find a way out of, it usually requires a different perspective and outside guidance. Find a place in nature where you will not be disturbed, place your hand on the ground and hold a stone in your hand, and ask for the wisdom of the ancestors to help you work through what needs to be done. Ask for their guidance or help with looking at something from a different angle, or help you grow in some way. Remember, one day you too will be an elder, as you draw to you the life lessons that make you wise. You can also travel to sacred standing stone sites around the world, either physically or spiritually. Meditation or journeying, where you take the spirit or consciousness to this site, can yield incredible results. You are not limited by your physical body. You can travel to these places at any time and bathe in their healing energies. So talk to spirits that reside there. So, there we have the Chariot again, 31 this time. So, the Chariot is very important. The vehicle, the car, your body or actual vehicle, a new vehicle perhaps. It does mean that the breasts and the abdomen are healed, whatever that means. It means that you're working as a team and taking back control of your life. So it is in the upright, which is good. That's how we like to see it. 31. So 31st of this month you may be travelling. The Chariot of Fire. The solar chariot blazes across the sky drawn by two fiery horses, so there's born in the other horse. The daily ride through the heavens symbolises success and perseverance, pushing through the obstacles to achieve a desired goal. The way through is made clear, all roads are open, and obstacles cannot stand against the force of this celestial steed. The time for contemplation is over. Stop overthinking it. Take the reins of your life in your own hands and take action now. Your boldness will be rewarded. Your courage will be rewarded. Don't let yourself be run over by forceful people and situations. You are being rewarded with good fortune. Action, will, forcefulness, filled with courage and confidence. Where in your life are you moving too slowly? And there we have the number 16 in reverse, which love lies bleeding, and that's the heartache, sorrow, loss and separation. Somebody is devastated over something. So let's have a look. But the healing, 16. So the Latin name is Amaranthus caudatus. Mars and Saturn. War and truth. The element of earth, so grounding. Love lies bleeding is a South American flower that is introduced into Europe after the colonization of Central and South America, making its way to Europe, European magic as well as English gardens. This plant gains its name from its drooping red flowers, reminiscent of blood flowing out of an otherwise green leaf. So it is associated with the type of blood magic, so bleeding heart. So heart issues, minor surgery for some. So it's associated with any type of blood magic as well as protection from shedding blood. It is said to magically, not medically, stop blood flowing and bring healing, particularly when worn as a charm or a wreath. Due to this symbolism, it is associated with slow death and suffering and can be used in magic to commune with the dead. Though it is quite a harmonious and generous plant, as it maintains botanical signatures in the prolific manufacture of high-protein seeds that can be used a grain. In Kabbalistic magic, the amaranth seed is one of the primary symbols of Chokmah, the second sephira on the tree of life. As the magic of the second sphere is the seed of creation, amaranth seed is used in Chokmah incense, oils and other formulas, and in turn it's associated with phallic fertility gods on the most cosmic level, such as Pan, which is, as we know, a pet name for the devil. The amaranth plant spirit is one to ease suffering of an emotional or mental nature. And there it is, heartache, sorrow, loss, separation. There it is. We feel we are bleeding out our life force, particularly from an emotional wound such as a loss of a loved one, a breakup, a divorce or betrayal. Love lies bleeding aids is when we feel isolated and in despair, helping us see the bigger picture to our situation, accept what is currently happening and move forward to the next new thing. Putting our anguish into perspective. It keeps the flow to our process and nourishes us in our difficult times. So it was in reverse. Love lies bleeding indicates we are not accepting the help and support offered to move through our own suffering and need to examine why we are in love with our suffering. How can we move to the next thing in our life, putting our suffering into perspective? Pain is temporary, only a part of the healing process, and somebody is prolonging that healing process because they're hanging on too tightly to something that doesn't belong in their life anymore. Thanks for listening. Speak soon. Bye.